The verse starts off with three fairly simple chords. The first one's a C chord, which looks and sounds like that. Next one's an A minor, which looks like that. The next one's a D, which looks like this. I've written them down on the accompanying worksheet, and I've written them down in tablature, which is just the numbers of the fingers you're fretting, and I've also given you a bird's eye view of the chord, and the little crosses indicate the strings that you don't play. So there's three chords in the verse. It's a C, an A minor and a D. Okay, so first what we want to do is get them in the right order. It starts off with an A minor chord. So your A minor chord's that one, and you're just strumming the 5 strings. It starts off with A minor and you strum that. Now the length of time you play A minor for is a whole, it's a bar, so it goes 1, 2, 3, 4. So let's try it together. 1, 2, 3, 4. Strum 2, 3, 4. Strum 2, 3, 4. Strum 2, 3, 4. The next chord is a C. Now it's really important that you don't start building the chord again. What most people tend to do is they'll strum an A minor, and take their fingers off the guitar, and then when it comes to building a C, you're starting from scratch. But if you analyse the A minor chord and the C chord, they're actually very similar. So all you really need to do is move your third finger from the 2nd fret on the 3rd string up to the 3rd fret on the 5th string, making things a lot easier. So it's just really a very simple change from there. Then you're moving one finger up. So the chord change isn't that complicated at all, but it can become more complicated if you take off all the fingers and start building it again. As I talk a bit about at the start of the website, economy of movement is very important. It's important that we minimise the movement. We don't want to be moving more than we have to. Okay, so the chord change should look like this. We're starting on an A minor, we're moving to a C. It's only one finger movement. It's important not to move any more fingers or make things harder than they need to be. Okay, so we're starting off on A minor, 2, 3, we're going to a C, 2, 3, 4, back to A minor, 2, 3, 4, C, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4. It's really important that when you're playing the A minor chord, you're not thinking about the A minor, it's gone, you've already played it. It's important that you're thinking about what's coming up next, which is the C. So when I'm playing the A minor, I'm not thinking about it, I'm thinking about the C, C2. That's the only way to get fast at changing chords, is by thinking not about the chords you're playing, the one that's coming up next. So that's really important. When I'm playing the A minor, I'm thinking about the C already, 3, and I'm moving early. 2, I'm already thinking about the A minor. You're not thinking about the chords you're playing, you're thinking about the next one. That's how we get quick at changing between them. Okay. The next chord we're going to do is a D chord. Now the D chord's a bit tricky because there's no fingers in common between the C and the D, and also it's a bit of a quicker change. I'll play it through for you, the whole thing. So it's A minor, 2, 3, 4, then it goes C, 2, then D, 2, so it's A minor, 2, 3, 4, C, 2, D, 2, A minor, 2, 3, 4, then C, 2, then D, 2. Now the important thing to remember about that is when you first start trying to add those 3 chords together, it's really important that you do it slowly. You need to understand the principle that if you're doing something correctly, you're not going to get any slower at it, you're always going to be getting quicker. So don't worry about speed in the first instance. The first important thing is to get the chord changes right, so do it really, really slowly to start with. Pause the video, take a little bit of time on your own just to practice changing from A minor to C and then to D. So it should sound like this once you get the hang of it, but don't worry about how long it takes. You just do it really, really slowly. I can't stress enough how important that is, that you don't try and do it too quickly. So if you try and do it too quickly, you'll tend to find you'll get into a bit of a mess and you'll struggle to correct the mistakes that you've already made. So just do it really slowly to start with. There's no rush, just take your time and it'll get quicker the more often you do it. If you're doing something correctly, you're not going to get any worse at it, you're only going to get better at it. Okay, so the timing of it is A minor for a full bar, and then a bar is a count of 4 in this instance, so it's A minor 2, 3, 4, C 2, D 2. So the C chord and the D chord share a bar. So just play it through. So here it goes. So it's A minor 2, 3, 4, then it's C 2, then it's D 2, A minor 2, 3, 4, then it's C 2, D 2, and I'm thinking ahead there. When I'm playing the C, I'm thinking of the D. When I'm playing the D, I'm thinking of going back to the A minor. That's really, really important. Okay, so that's really the first section of the song. The first step is to be able to change between the chords and strum them. Okay, that's the first step we've got to reach. Once we've reached that, we need to add in the picking pattern, because the song doesn't just strum the chord once. There's a little bit of picking involved in it. So I'll run through that with you now. This is the verse, how it should sound, and then I'll take you through just how to achieve that. So it starts off with an A minor, and there's a little bit of picking, as I say. I'll just play it through a couple of times. So that's how it should sound. Now when you're playing the A minor chord, if you can just see my right hand here, I've got the A minor chord built with my left hand, and all I'm doing is I'm plucking the 5th string and then the 4th string, and then I'm strumming the chord. So it goes 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, pick, pick, strum, 3, 4, pick, pick, strum, 3, 4. Okay, so that's how we do the A minor section. Pick, pick, strum, 3, 4. Just take your time to master that. Practice it over and over again until you get the hang of it. Don't worry again about doing it fast. It's important that we do it correctly, not important that we do it fast. We'll get faster as we do more practice. So it starts off with the A minor, 3, 4, but in that 3, 4 I'm not daydreaming. I'm thinking about the C chord. It's really important that we're thinking always about what's coming up next. So it's A minor, 3, 4, and then it goes to C, and it's the same picking pattern on C. It's 5, 4 strum. So I'll play that for you. It's A minor, 3, 4, 3, 4, pick, pick, strum, 3, 4, pick, pick, strum, 3, 4. So just master doing that. Practice it over until you get the hang of it. Thinking ahead, planning what's coming up next, not daydreaming. Use the time efficiently. There's no in the rest. There's no time for daydreaming. You've got to be thinking of what's coming up next all the time. Once you've mastered that, 3, 4, pick, pick, strum, you need to add in the D chord quickly after the C. So after the C chord you're going pick, pick, strum, pick, pick, strum. Okay, so I'll do that again. Pick, pick, strum, pick, pick, strum, pick, pick, strum, pick, pick, strum. So it's important that you're thinking about, as soon as you're on the C chord, you're thinking about the D. It's important that you can play that change quite quickly. But another little thing that you should be aware of that will help you with the fluency of this piece is that from the C, the next note's actually an open string, so you don't have to have any fingers of the D chord fretted in order to play the next section, so you can get started straight away whilst you're building the D chord. So if you watch this, my hand's nowhere near the guitar and I can already start it. But if I take my hand closer to the guitar, in the time that I've played that note, I can be building up the D chord. Just buys us a little bit of time to get ready for what's coming up next. That's an important factor in getting that chord change nailed. I've already started it. It's no, you don't want to be going pick, pick, strum, or how do I play D? You've got to get started. You go, then before I'm even thinking of building the D chord, I'm playing the open 4th string, which just buys me that little second to get on with the building the D chord. So I'll just finish this part of the lesson by playing the whole thing through for you. It's and that's the verse of Johnny Cash, Hurt.